The Malayan jungle breathes, heavy with humidity and the scent of decay. Gunfire echoes, a stark reminder of war's intrusion. Lieutenant Adnan bin Saidi leads his patrol, his young face set with unwavering resolve, eyes scanning the dense green. Each step is measured, each sense alert, as they navigate the labyrinth of trees, seeking any sign of danger ahead. Adnan's focused gaze pierces the dense foliage, embodying the weight of leadership amidst the jungle's silent threat. Inside the British command post, a flurry of activity reveals the gravity of Singapore's imminent fall. British officers huddle over maps, their worried faces illuminated by harsh light. Fingers trace enemy movements, each line a stark reminder of the relentless Japanese advance. Urgent reports flood in, painting a bleak picture of the unfolding disaster. The air is thick with a palpable sense of impending doom, hanging heavy over the command post. A sweeping vista of Bukit Chandu unfolds, a vital hill commanding Singapore. Malay soldiers tirelessly dig deep trenches, carving lines of defense into the earth. They fortify their positions, preparing for the inevitable storm on the horizon. Adnan surveys the scene, his presence a beacon of resolve amidst the labor. He offers words of encouragement, bolstering the spirits of his dedicated men. A united front stands ready, determined to defend Bukit Chandu at all costs. In the dimly lit bunker, Adnan and his officers gather around a table, faces etched with worry and determination. Kerosene lamps cast long, dancing shadows, illuminating maps marked with strategic defense points. Intelligence reports detail the grim reality. The Japanese advance is inevitable, relentless. The air is thick with tension, each man acutely aware of the impending battle for Bukit Chandu. A silent understanding passes between them, a shared resolve to defend their ground against all odds. An endless line of Japanese soldiers advances, a relentless tide against the horizon. Explosions erupt around them, violent bursts of earth and fire. Smoke and dust fill the air, a grim veil over the battlefield. The soldiers press on, undeterred by the chaos and destruction. Bukit Chandu looms ahead, the silent witness to the impending clash. Each step forward echoes with the promise of a brutal, inevitable conflict. Amidst the chaos of Bukit Chandu's front lines, Malay soldiers stand firm, rifles blazing against the relentless advance. Machine guns rattle, spitting fire and defiance into the smoke-filled air. The air crackles with a deafening roar of battle, a symphony of destruction. Smoke billows, obscuring the line between courage and despair. Each shot fired is a desperate plea against the encroaching darkness. The front line echoes with the cries of defiance amidst the raging conflict. Under the blazing sun, a company of British soldiers marches relentlessly toward Bukit Chandu. Adnan, vigilant at his post, raises his binoculars, his gaze hardening with resolve. The glint of sunlight on steel catches Adnan's eye as the enemy advances. Adnan's focused stare conveys the weight of the impending battle. His face is set, a mask of grim determination etched against the serene landscape. The distant rumble of approaching soldiers shatters the calm of Bukit Chandu. Under a heavy, humid sky, soldiers stand firm, the jungle a silent witness to the calm before the storm. Sweat glistens on their brows as tension fills the air. The enemy's presence is a palpable threat. Adnan's voice cuts through the silence, a clarion call to arms. They are Japanese. Do not be fooled. His command hangs in the air, a challenge to the deceptive calm. Open fire! Adnan's order echoes as the battle begins. Japanese forces begin a full-scale assault, their advance heralded by the thunder of artillery on Bukit Chandu. Explosions rip through the landscape, tearing apart the defenses. The air fills with smoke and the screams of soldiers as the battle intensifies. Defenders brace themselves against the overwhelming onslaught, a desperate stand against the tide of war. On Bukit Chandu, Malay soldiers brace in trenches, a storm of bullets tearing through the air. Fierce fighting erupts as waves of Japanese soldiers crash against the defense. Each shot fired echoes with desperation as ammunition dwindles. The Malay soldiers fight with unwavering resolve. Faces grim, the sun beats down on the trenches, highlighting the grim determination. The air fills with the deafening roar of battle on Bukit Chandu, a symphony of destruction. Bayonets flash under the harsh daylight as soldiers engage in fierce, desperate combat. Explosions rip through the muddy ground, sending shockwaves and debris flying. Men fall, their sacrifices unnoticed amidst the chaos and brutality. The ground turns crimson, stained with the blood of the fallen, a grim testament to war. Hand-to-hand combat becomes a desperate struggle for survival in the muddy trenches. Inside the stifling medical tent, wounded soldiers fill every corner, their pained groans a constant, heavy chorus. A medic races against time, sweat drenching his brow, as he desperately tends to the endless stream of injured men. Bandages are quickly saturated crimson, discarded amidst the chaos of urgent care and fading hope. Sunlight pierces the canvas, glinting off the cold, sterile instruments, a stark contrast to the warm blood. Shelves are stripped bare, a grim testament to dwindling supplies amidst the unrelenting onslaught of war. The air is thick with the smell of blood, sweat, and desperation, a palpable sense of impending doom. Amidst the chaos of Bukit Chandu, Adnan stands tall, a solitary figure exposed to the relentless enemy fire. His commanding voice pierces the din, rallying his men with unwavering resolve. A beacon of courage, Adnan's fearless presence inspires his troops in the face of overwhelming odds. He shouts orders, his voice strong. The jungle echoes with the sounds of war and Adnan's defiance. Under the blazing sun, a Japanese soldier advances on Bukit Chandu, bayonet gleaming. The soldier lunges, bayonet aimed at Adnan, a fierce battle cry escaping his lips. Adnan swiftly evades the attack, his movements precise and calculated under pressure. With a deft maneuver, Adnan disarms the soldier, the bayonet spinning away. The disarmed bayonet clatters to the parched ground, a symbol of resistance. Adnan stands defiant, ready to face the next wave, his gaze unwavering. On Bukit Chandu, a wounded Malay soldier crawls, his torn uniform a testament to the brutal battle. Reaching out a trembling, bloodied hand, his eyes reflect both pain and desperate hope. Adnan rushes to the soldier's side, his face etched with concern and determination. Gently, Adnan helps him, offering a shield against the chaos and relentless danger. Adnan's voice, a soothing balm, cuts through the din as he offers words of comfort. Under the blazing sun, Japanese soldiers surge forward, a relentless wave crashing against Bukit Chandu's defenses. The earth trembles as the enemy breaks through the first line, the air thick with smoke and the cries of battle. Malay soldiers, faces grim, find themselves surrounded, a desperate fight against overwhelming odds. Bayonets clash, steel grinds against steel, a brutal dance of death under the shadow of defeat. Despite the encirclement, a fierce determination burns in their eyes, unwavering in the face of annihilation. They fight with the courage of lions, a defiant roar against the encroaching darkness, a last stand for honor. Under the blazing sun, Adnan, sweat-streaked and resolute, steels his men for the desperate fight ahead. Grim faces and fixed bayonets, a brotherhood of courage ready to meet their fate at Bukit Chandu. With a defiant roar, they surge forward, a wave of desperate bravery against the enemy. Each strike, each parry is a testament to their will to survive, etched in the heat of battle. On Bukit Chandu, Adnan, bloodied yet unbowed, stands defiant against the onslaught, a beacon of courage. His unwavering resolve ignites the spirits of his men, who stand firm. Inspired by Adnan's courage, they resist with every breath, their determination unwavering. Amidst the chaos, their unity and bravery shine, a testament to their indomitable spirit. The sun beats down on Bukit Chandu, where the last Malay soldiers bravely stand their ground. One by one, the Malay soldiers fall. The relentless advance of the Japanese overwhelms the weakened defense. Adnan fights valiantly, his spirit unbroken amidst the chaos of battle. Despite his courage, Adnan is seized, his capture imminent. Adnan, now a prisoner, his eyes reflecting a mix of defiance and sorrow. Adnan is shoved into the dimly lit Japanese command tent, shadows dancing around him. A stern-faced officer observes Adnan, maps and charts illuminated by a single lantern. The officer's voice cuts through the tense silence. "Order your men to surrender." Adnan stands defiant, his gaze unwavering. "I refuse," he retorts. The lantern light flickers, casting doubt as the standoff intensifies. Adnan is tightly bound to a tree, the rough bark a stark contrast to his battered face under the blazing sun. Bruises bloom on his skin, blood trickles, yet his eyes blaze with defiance against the circle of grim soldiers. The Japanese soldiers stand impassive, a silent ring of menace tightening around the defiant Adnan. Despite the torture, Adnan stands tall, his spirit unbroken under the unforgiving gaze of his captors. On Bukit Chandu, a Japanese officer's furious commands echo, his face twisted in anger. Adnan stands bloodied, yet defiant, his spirit unbroken in the face of the enemy. With a sharp gesture, the officer orders his soldiers to seize Adnan, forcing him down. Two soldiers brutally grab Adnan. Summoning a surge of defiance, Adnan spits directly into the officer's face. "I refuse." Adnan's defiant cry pierces the tense air, a final act of resistance. Under the merciless sun, Bukit Chandu witnesses a grim scene, heavy with the weight of impending tragedy. Japanese soldiers stand guard, their presence a stark symbol of occupation and oppression. Adnan, defiant to the end, faces his execution, a solitary figure against the backdrop of war. His lifeless body hangs from a tree, a haunting testament to the price of resistance. The silence screams louder than any battle cry, a stark reminder of sacrifice and loss. Against the tropical sky, a Japanese flag rises above Bukit Chandu, its colors sharp and defiant. The flag waves, a symbol of conquest in the aftermath of battle. Silence descends, heavy and absolute, blanketing the ravaged landscape. The stillness speaks volumes, a stark contrast to the violence that preceded it. The air hangs thick with the unspoken truth of defeat and occupation. Singapore falls soon after, its fate sealed under the shadow of the rising sun. The Bukit Chandu Memorial stands solemn, a tribute to courage etched in stone. Visitors move quietly, their faces reflecting respect and remembrance. Flowers rest at the base, a silent offering to the fallen heroes. Sunlight warms the memorial, a symbol of enduring gratitude. Engraved names gleam, each a story of sacrifice and valor. A place of reflection, where history echoes with profound lessons.